up in the light. Yeah, I'm really am. Talking my shit like I'm really am on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really am. Talking my shit like I'm really am.
What was the first thing you did when you got like confirmation that you're the head coach? What was the first thing you did?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I walked outside, looked up to the sky. I was just thankful, humbled. You know what I mean? Honored. I know I said that before, but like on some real.
Yeah.
Like this is real, man. Like a former player, inner city dude, from the bottom, get an opportunity to come to the organization as a linebacker coach. One of the first guys that introduced himself to me when I walked the building was Maxx. First day, out the gate, I'm like, this dude different. I've been around some dudes now. I'm like, well, different now. I said, okay, cool. And you see this whole transformation in Maxx. I mean, we've had countless hours and conversations about everything: life, football, on the field, off the field, family, personal, money, leadership, championship. And then that carried out through our whole team. You know what I mean? And just the conversations. And that's just like me asking Maxx or asking Tyree Wilson, who's all-time leading sack leader with the Raiders. Oh, he's stumbling. Maxx spits it off.
Right.
NFL, Maxx. Bruce Smith spits it off. Like, man, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? And then that translates to, dealing with Davante and Josh and just doing it from afar. And Maxx, so I stayed in my own lane, man. I stayed in the back room at halftime. I was sitting on the floor right next to Maxx, giving him lunch food from the guy, from our cafeteria.
From Angie, yeah.
Angie, like, hey, give this to Maxx.
Brogan knows really well.
Yeah, like,
he's
real, like he got his routine.
100%.
Like, it's like, boom, all right, boom. I'm sitting here, I'm just kind of minding my business, man. And then when that opportunity came, it was like, what's up? I'm ready. And what I told Mark was like, are you ready? Because I don't think he knew what he was about to get.
You've been ready.
Been ready. I was born ready.
Amen.
I came early, 5 days.
Amen.
I'm going to be born on Halloween. I came early. I mean, I'm dead serious, man. And these guys know, like, but I'm a foot soldier, right? If my role was to be the linebacker coach, I want to be the best linebacker coach in the NFL. I wanted my linebacker group to be the best linebacker core in the NFL. The guy told me when I became the head coach, I'm going to be the best head coach there is in the NFL. That's
Amen.
Me.
Amen. No, it's real. I mean, he kept it real from the start. Like when he came in, he was blunt and honest and said, this is how we're going to do it. It's going to sound different. It's going to look different. And you just felt the guys, buy into it immediately. So like you said, like a lot of people, have their opinions on, they talk about, oh, they're smoking cigars after beating this team or whatever and things like that. But like, we talk about it all the time. There's 31 teams and there's one Raiders. And, that's why I feel like, I stood on the table for him. All the guys stood on the table for him because it's what you see is exactly what you get. So that's ultimate respect.
I'm fired up for the NBA Finals. Mavs versus the Celtics, and I'm a huge basketball fan. Game Time makes getting NBA Finals tickets even faster and easier. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets. So I'm looking at Game Time for UFC 303, McGregor versus Chandler. Going to be an insane event. The Game Time app will get you the best seats at the best price, guaranteed. So these are the features I love at Game Time. The lowest price guarantee or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Game Time ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA Finals tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code THERUSH for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THERUSH for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Did you live in a van at one point?
I lived in a bus at one point, and then I lived in a van.
Okay.
What's up with that?
Dude, so honestly, when I was in high school, somebody told me that they had an opportunity to buy a short bus for $100. And that just got my wheels spinning. I'm like, bro, for $100, you could put a couch in there. You put whatever you want. Just drive it around everywhere for nothing, So it's been a dream of mine for a long time. And then I had the opportunity on govdeals.com to buy a used prison bus, 2002 Chevy Express, just a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. And I was able to turn it This guy named Larry in Mendenhall, Mississippi, was able to change it out in his. In his driveway in Mendenhall, Mississippi. He built it out for me. It was awesome, man. I lived in that for a little while. And now I got a van. It's my like forever van, you know. I really went all out and did it the right way. So it actually gets up here Sunday, man. So it's been kind of crazy being away from it for this long, but yeah, excited to get the van back.
Separation anxiety?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's home. You know, always a safe spot there. But yeah. Excited to get it.
You're not going to live in the van, though, right? You're getting a home in Vegas.
Where are you going to park?
I'm getting a home.
Okay.
I'm getting a home, but like also the home, if it's not ready yet, like I'll split time between the hotel and the van. You know, you get cooped up. Like I get cooped up in like hotels and stuff. Yeah. So we'll see. Probably do some, you know, a good mix. Yeah. But like, you know, when I was in Philly in OTAs, I'd just park in the parking lot. I'd sleep there, go in, get snacks. They got a bathroom, hot shower. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I go sneak in the weight room, get some stretching in. Like,
this is real.
It's pretty great, dude.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, Thursday afternoon, I'd cruise out, you know, go camp for a couple days, bring it on back, so fresh, so clean, ready to go for another week of OTAs.
That's incredible.
It is incredible.
You got any
That's
places
serious.
in Vegas, like out there?
Oh, yeah. I've already
you've got circled?
I've already been out a few of the spots around Vegas, and then now I'm going to slowly expand my, you know, radius or circumference, that is, I believe. But, yeah, get out to Utah, hopefully. California's there. I went to Arizona the other day. Saw some naked people at a hot spring.
Lucky.
You didn't see them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. But, you know, some areolas and, you know, what are you going to do?
What's better than that?
So what's a weekend look like for Gardner then? When you have Thursday and you're going camping, like, what does that entail for you?
Dude, I'll just load up with food. You know, that's huge. You know, you got to stay, you know, nutritioned while you're out on the road. Be ready to show back up. Throw my guitar, get some good books going, and do some hikes. You know, and that's kind of it, man.
You're not a video game guy, are you?
I'm not a video game guy, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like being outside.
That's dope. And you do all these trips like solo?
Some, you know, some got a girlfriend that go with me sometimes. I've had buddies that have gone with me, you know, so mix it up. It's time for both.
Yeah, I already know his expectations. Just curious, like, what are your expectations coming in to Vegas with this team, a newly ran team under AP, who we had the privilege of doing a live show with during Super Bowl week, and he made me want to get up out of my chair and strap up all over again. Like, so for you, what is the expectation in your mind for this team?
Yeah, well, first with AP, like everything I've heard's incredible. Like, couldn't get better reviews. Like, it doesn't even sound real. Being around them a little bit seems legit, you know what I'm saying, which is really exciting. And man, just being around the guys in the building, like everybody is on the same page. Everybody just wants to get better. Everybody wants to win. And I think when you do that, I think you got a chance. Like, no matter what you got going on, no matter who's like on the roster, if everybody's pulling in the same direction, I think you got a good chance, man. And fortunately, I think we also have some dudes on the roster, you know, so I think we got to bring it together in OTAs, camp, grind, which I know we will. And man, I'll take our chances, you know.
100%. 100%. How was that first interaction with AP? Did he give you a call when you first signed, or how did that go?
No, dude, in the building, like saw him out on the field, you know, classic bro hug, you know, fired up, you know. We were both bouncing a little bit. But yeah, just you can feel the energy, man. Like, and yeah, really, really excited to get after it with them.
You go to a new team, you look at the schedule, right? Different team, different divisions, etc. Is there something that you get to? Is there a team right now that you saw on the schedule and you have it circled where you're pumped to play?
I haven't looked at the schedule, dude. For real.
Really?
Yeah. You know, we'll show up and play. You know, that's like we got to get better. You know. So yeah, I mean, we'll start looking at that towards the summer. But I really got no clue, man.
It's all about us.
That's it, bro. That's it. We'll figure it out when we get there.
What can you say to them that they can expect from Gardner Minshew?
Yeah, dude. Kind of how I approach like practice and just every day in the building. I want to get better and I want to have fun. And I think you got to be intentional with those two things. I think you got to look for things to get better. I think you got to be very critical with yourself. You got to have people that will be critical to you. I think a lot of guys are afraid to get coached right now. And like that is one of the biggest blockers for improvement. And then having fun, dude. I think you have to be intentional with enjoying the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying these times, like, because dude, this is a dream that we're doing. Like, guys, like
Yeah.
We're out here playing football
Yeah.
on grass in the sunshine. Like,
At age of
what
30.
are we talking about? Like, this is awesome.
It's a dream.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think those two things. I think one of the things that Mike Leach always talked about for a quarterback, he said he wants a guy that can elevate the guys around him, who can make the guys around him better.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether I think that's different, you know, for different guys. I think some guys talking to him, telling him how much you believe in him, loving him up. Some guys you got to rip their ass a little bit, but guys that can kind of get the whole unit together and like do that, I think that's really, really important.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit's real. I mean, going from good to great, people, you know, it's said over and over, it's cliche, but there's a lot of really good players in the NFL, but the great ones are able to make everybody else around them, you know, a lot better. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that's a real thing. And I'm going to throw this in there before we get the rush mail, but this just as a token of my respect to Gardner Minshew and our little ass boy, big ass boy interaction. This is totally not about that, but we do boxing every Wednesday. And go up to Gardner and say, hey, come in there Wednesday, let's box. And he's like, bro, yeah, I'm down. And I've never had a quarterback even come near me because they know I'm in there trying to scrap.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, we got some defensive guys, younger dudes, like, you know, trying to prove a point. Gardner didn't even hesitate. And he's like, absolutely, let me know what time, whatever.
Yeah.
He comes in there. All of a sudden, you know, we start doing our boxing and he's kind of circling around the boxing thing. So I'm looking around, I'm like, I didn't say anything in the moment. I'm like, what's going on here? Something's off. Maybe I misjudged this guy. I go up to him after. I'm like, what happened? He's like, they wouldn't allow me.
Yeah.
AJ shut me down.
Shut me
Strength
down.
coach. He's like, you're not boxing. You're not going in there boxing. And he was so disappointed.
Dude, I was like the sad kid on the other side of the fence.
Bro.
Freaking Shmuel in the striped pajamas over there. Just wishing I could be over, you know?
100%. He just circling. I'm just
Yeah.
feeling, I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
There's got to be more to this. There's no way he's just avoiding.
Yeah, I've seen what Max do. I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah. All right, okay.
What do we got?
He's shadowing me.
Yeah, he's scouting me as I'm going.
So no fear
Yeah.
in Gardner
He has,
Minshew.
he has no fear, and I respect that. I've played him. We played each other multiple times, giving you a war wound on your right arm
Yeah.
and a sack he
Looks
made me
sick.
that I missed, and he avoided me.
So happy somebody else got that sack.
I
I still got sacked, but somebody else got it, which was great.
So shout out to Adam Butler wherever you're
Yeah.
at. You know, he ended up cleaning it up for me, but Gardner, you know, wiggled out the way. I think I tiger scratched it on your right
Yeah.
arm. He's got a nice
pretty sick
war
scar.
wound. We'll get that on
I like
camera,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
after. But
For sure.
yeah, Gardner Minshew is a dog.
Gang.
So everyone watching, Raider Nation fans,
Certified fresh.
we got certified
Certified
fresh, mustache and all.
Yes.
Absolute legend.
What's the greatest nickname you've been given, and why is it Little Ass Boy?
Damn.
Why is it?
Yeah. I was hoping that one wouldn't stick. Honestly, you know, that's one of those you'd like to hear, you know, just a couple times. I prefer to go by guard dog.
Guard dog.
Guard
I like
dog.
that.
Anybody, you know,
like that.
that's kind of the So anybody out there,
This is
ID
your chance to
Lava,
lobby.
yeah,
I like
Guard
Guard dog.
I'll say this shit on the top of a mountaintop. Like, of any player I've ever played with, I've only played with maybe one other guy that brings, and I can't even compare it because you can talk about Aaron Rodgers, but it's a whole different position. So you can't.
It is.
The type of strain that you have to bring to other positions. So like Aaron's locked into a different level. His football acumen, his intellectual ability, and his creativity, just his mind in general, is what makes him him. But as quarterbacks, it's not about, you know, chasing people down and really like seeing a ball in the air running and really straining. It's not that's not the word you think of when you think about a quarterback, right? So when you think about all the other positions, that's really more so what it is. And it's not Aaron's fault. Like that, he plays
It's more
quarterback.
mentally straining for him.
Correct.
Yeah.
And physically tough and all those type of things. But when I say I've never played with a dude that is as locked in and self-motivated and determined to be the best as this dude right here, never in my life, bro. Never. Not at any point have I. And I always, Max is the type of dude, I always joke with him. I don't know. I ask him sometimes, how long you want to play? And I always tell him, I'm like, bro, you're going to play 18 years because it just comes down to how healthy you stay, basically.
Yeah.
It's you're gonna be it. Nobody's ever gonna get rid of you unless they can't pay you.
Yeah.
Like that's literally all it's gonna come down to if they can't fucking afford you, bro. Because there's the type of players that are great because of circumstance, and then there's the type of player that are great because they do shit right all the fucking time, and then it leaves nothing but more opportunities to do well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna, the more he's out there, the better. It's like fucking pro golfers versus me.
Yeah.
Like, if I play in a tournament, the more holes I play, it's a higher likelihood of my score getting worse overall.
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm gonna probably have more bogeys than birdies and pars as we go.
For sure.
And Tiger, they want to play as much golf as they want because Scotty and all these dudes, it's gonna be minus 14 at the end of the fucking tournament.
They're going
You know
for
what I mean?
course records.
And that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We want as many opportunities. A lot of dudes, a lot of wideouts and DNs don't want all those snaps because they got 6 good reps out of the game in them.
Yeah.
Not fucking 2 reps that not even bad. I'll say 2 reps that are not as great as what they would like. And that's this dude. And it's really because maybe the dude stepped up. Maybe he had a voice in his ear saying, step up right now. Max is coming on. It's not even like he killed the dude, but that's the one of the reps he didn't like was the one that the guy just so happened to fucking get away from him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some shit like that. It's not like, you know, the guy scored or I got put on my back because I just took a play off. Like it's none of those. It's all full go and I'm a better player, and this shit means way more to me than it does to you. Yeah, and that's these 2 dudes right here.
100%.
Yeah. No, that's facts. I mean, that's the difference. You can be like, you know, coaches can only do so much, but at the end of the day, like they can tell you where to be, fucking mindset, everything. They could improve that. But if you don't want that shit deep down, you're never going to become the best version of yourself. And that's why we get along so well. This dude will be on the field in camp. Like he could catch 20 balls in a row, win every single one-on-one, but his foot might be out on one of them, and he'll be like, "No, fuck that, I'm going again." Like we'll be in Fridays, and I'm supposed to get 2 reps, my fucking knees blown in half, and I'm like, I'm not coming off the field till I'm getting a sack or I'm getting a TFL, and then I'm like, all right, coach, I'm good. They just look at me crazy, but it's the same way. This fucking dude is running post routes week 17 the same way he's running it in training camp or OTAs, and that's what makes the team special, and that's what. I know we've been together 2 years. We've had losing records both years, and I know I can't even sleep at night. And I know you're the same way. I could look at him after a game and we just fucking know. There's no words that even need to be said, but that's what motivates me even more. It's because when we turn this shit around, it's gonna be fucking different. You know what I mean? We're playing for the dopest organization, and that shit is gonna be different, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, the Raiders it symbolizes. I can't name 2 better dudes than y'all 2 right here for millions of reasons. Swag, mentality, dog. Like I could go down the list, but yeah, you 2 definitely represent the organization to the fullest.
Do you guys see that being infectious, right? You're on the defensive side, you're on the offensive side. Usually on a team, you might have a couple guys that have that mentality, like it wasn't perfect, I'm going to do it again, right? Yeah. Now, do you guys see that kind of being infectious to the rest of the team, where it's not just a facade, it's actually genuine? They want to up their standards because of you guys.
1,000,000%, bro. I mean, there's certain people like you, I always go back to Aaron when I think about greatness. I think about on this team. I think about this dude, and I think about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
this man loves him. Every interview, every person. There's either a LeBron guy and Aaron.
When it's both, it's over.
Yeah, you can hug him up all day.
If I had you and Aaron in here right now, we would record for like 4 hours. Easy.
Give you all the stories.
Yeah, 100%.
But a dude like Aaron, man, like certain people like he's a vocal leader, and I love that because half I love it because I don't have to open my mouth as much. You know, and as you go, like it's certain people that speak. Like I think we're the type of guys that if we speak consistently or every day, we got a speech for the team, they'll listen. Yeah. But I've found that the more you give out, like a guy like Josh Jacobs, he gets people listen to him because when he does speak, you know, he means something by it. So you know, I try to like pick a happy medium, but Maxx is like the more of the spokesperson for the team because that's how it's been. But even before I got here, and I'm not gonna come in and change that, nor do I want to. Like he loves that, and I love that he loves that, and he does a good job with it. Not everybody can address the team every day because you have to. It's really come from your heart and be able to do that. But a guy like him, he's a vocal leader, but then also like when he hurt his knee, he had a couple practices where he wasn't out there, and he's getting treatment, and you know, obviously got to fucking take care of him. You leave it up to him, he would have went and ran it into the ground, I'm sure. But they got to do whatever they can to keep him off the field so he's ready for Sunday. So a couple practices, you'll notice like not that it's like bad, but you can see the difference of when like the big dog is out there, and it's not even about screaming and saying, "Hey, Malcolm," like this or that. And not that Malcolm's one of the guys, but just anybody, whether it's a linebacker, safety, or whatever. It always maybe not from here to here, but it's always like a little different when the big dog is not out there.
You notice it.
Yeah, guys can, whether it's just how clean they get, like me, if I'm not out at practice or whatever, for whatever reason, OTA or something, like I'll get feedback from EB. He'll be like, yeah, the guys was about 2 yards, 3 yards short on these routes.
Accountability.
Like they, not the greatest finishes and stuff like that. So a lot of times we don't even have to say certain things, but that greatness that we, put on display every single day in practice, it's infectious to the guys. And they're like, well, shit, if these all pros are doing it, like I'm not going to be the one not doing it.
Right.
And that's the similar mindset that I had when I got in the league is that came in and saw Jordy and Randall finishing Jerry Rice style 80 yards down the field. I'm like, God damn. But I'm not like, hey, do I got to do that?
I'm like, follow suit.
We going.
You almost don't want to like let them down, like in a weird way.
100%.
It's like they're up here and I want to get to that level, which I'm sure that's like how Trey Tucker and those guys look at you.
100%.
And it's like, if Tay's out here, I'm going to run my shit two yards deep. I'm going to come down, the route, this, that, and the third. Because I want Tay, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a validation, but it probably is. That's their goat.
It 100% is. And I'll tell you this. Josh McDaniels gets a lot of shit, but one of the things that he said to me that was like the realest, and I really never even had a coach stress it like the way that he did with me. He said, it was a couple things in practice or in games where it was a couple loafs or something, and he was like, I need you to go talk to these dudes because I can get in there and scream at them, but the more that they're worried about letting their brother down, that shit will mean way more than me getting on them or whatever. It's kind of like your literal brother or cousin talking to you growing up versus your dad saying, go clean your room. I guarantee you, my cousin never did this, but my cousin when they came in my room, be like, bro, what the fuck? Clean your room. Yeah. I've been like, oh shit, like,
my shit must be dirty.
Yeah, my shit's already, this is not a good spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that type of feel where you like you said, your brother do it a certain way. They're like, well, I'm not gonna be the one to not do it. He's doing it. I gotta step up too.
Plus, it's also like, how did Maxx and how did Tay get so great? They must have been doing this extra shit, making sure like the technical shit is down, crafting and all that. So I think it's a million moving parts, but it's dope to see the elevation that he's had, but also just see like the connection you guys had together and just elevating all the way through. Like just from the outside looking in, it's been dope.
No doubt. I
mean, you guys have the first year guys coming in here soon, right? And then like you took that big jump. It's like after that second year. Mm-hmm. What do you see like the biggest, I'd say, blocker for people not being able to take that? The ability's there. Is it the complacency? Is it the inability to learn the system? Like what is it?
I would say, you know what? It's a good question that you asked about the system, because on the outside, like growing up when I would be following NFL, like watching Hard Knocks and stuff like that, you would see people like struggling quarterbacks and different things like that with picking up the system. I haven't noticed that since I've been in the league that guys truly like in training. You'll see the guys that get cut, when they have that small window to learn it by, in training camp. But as it pertains to the year, like once you get in the groove, not very many people truly struggle with the playbook.
The playbook.
At least it's not really
I've never heard somebody like, I can't figure this game out. But it's like, if you can't fucking figure that out,
that's a
there's a
prerequisite.
bigger problem.
And I mean, you've had fucking like 20 coaches in fucking 4 years too. So
definitely have.
You probably got smarter.
I was one of the guys who got cut on Hard Knocks.
No,
For real, we were exactly talking about him over here, like reminiscing in my brain. I'm like, this is awful.
That shit's real though.
I would say is the complacency is more once you've like reached a certain level of success. I see in the league, and there's guys that just say, I'm gonna chill now. I got a bag, like a bag, whatever their respective bag is, and it may not be a Maxx Crosby bag, but they'll get like 25 million in that. That's a lot of money, and they'll say, I'm straight. Like I'm not about to be out here doing all this and hurting my body, and they don't practice as hard and they take something off. But I would say more of the outside noise and letting the distractions on the outside factor in more versus whether it's like being in Vegas and letting the stuff that comes with Vegas distract you, and then you end up having a gambling issue, or if it's the females, or if people, you have, like I said, my bad year in 2015 where if I let that factor into my confidence fully, like it hurt me a little bit because I was a young dude. Came in the league, I was 21 years old, so I'm 22 hearing people say that I'm the worst in the league and why did we draft this dude and this and that. It's like, damn. Like, bro, like give me a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Them
like,
Twitter GMs.
Give me, right. All these dudes sitting on like eating Lay's, probably barbecue.
In the mom's basement.
Right. Just sitting there chopping it up with moms that they still living with, sitting here talking about Davante Adams and how horrible he is at his job. You know what I'm saying? So I let that stuff factor in for a little bit, but if I would have really let that take over my mind, then that could have really derailed me and not allowed me to, revive my career, and I won't even say revive because it wasn't like a 4-year stretch where I couldn't figure it out. You know, it was a really bad year, but it was not good timing considering I hadn't done enough to really fully be all the way confident, you know, and I'm a confident person. I believe in myself, but like I said, you got to have something behind it. So once I was able to do that, it helped me. But just letting that outside noise get into your head, that's what I've seen kind of kill more people than help them.
What are you looking forward to the most for this new season? And what direction do you feel like as a team, being both the leaders here, that the step that the team needs to take in like that direction? What do you think it is? And just like your expectations.
Well, I don't have any expectations, but I do have a standard that we got to live up to regardless. And we set that, so, you know, we control that with whoever comes to this building, all the people that are there. Yeah. I mean, one thing I'll say about the Raiders, man, is that even like the moment I stepped through this building, it was way more competitive than we were in Green Bay. Like in Green Bay, it was we were great. We had great teams and we found a way to win. But when you talk about the competitive nature, like there's a lot more guys that kind of had the same mentality as Jair had. Like when I beat Jair, I don't know if you heard that story. I beat him his first rep in camp. So I missed had a hamstring or something, and I came in like day 3, and we did our first one-on-one, and I killed him. And then, you know, this is another rep, and we got like fucking Green Bay. We had like 300 fans watching practice, so he didn't like that. And then when I get into the locker room, I'm usually like one of the like in the middle pack or something like that. He rushed back to the locker room. As soon as I go, I'm walking in with my helmet in my hand. I see him like already looking at the film on his iPad, and it was fucking with him. Like he's like could not believe it. So I'm kind of checking him. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is he watching practice already? And then, you know, because I'm not tripping off that right away. I'm gonna go watch it right before we're watching it, like in there, like in my seat, like for the meeting. I gotta do all my shit, get my body right. So he watching, and he walk over. He's like, hey, bro, I don't want to bother you, but like, what did you see here? What made you attack my inside leg like that? I was like, bro, you're like 20 years old. What are you talking about? You like, why are you? Most people just, the tape beat me. Like it is what it is. Like that's what happens. This motherfucker was thrown off by it. Like you could tell he's not used to that and was not okay with it. Yeah. And we have a lot of guys on this team, and even guys like Meek. Like when I came in, that motherfucker is gonna compete. Yeah, and I'm gonna get the best of him, you know. But he's gonna compete, and he showed me that right away. I mean, he'll be this close, like just barely miss a ball, catching the back of the end zone, game of inches, and he'll be beating on the ground. He'll get up, and you can just see that fire. Not like embarrassed, like he's almost like, I'm supposed to stop him.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
know
that
I
type
can
of,
stop that.
So when we got guys like that, it makes the conforming to the way that the top guys do it, makes all of that much easier. It's not even a lot of policing you got to do. I don't got to go yelling at dudes in practice and stuff like that. Like, so it makes it easy. It really just comes down to us coming out, starting hot. We got a really good system on offense now, and it's something that I'm very familiar with. It's what West I basically, Coast. I mean, it's literally the same verbiage, everything. It's the same playbook because, you know, Getsy was my receiver coach, and then he took what we did in Green Bay over to the Bears, and they didn't have the best, you know, cast to make him look good with that, but it's a hell of a system. So I'm really comfortable with it. So now it's just gonna come out and starting fast, man. Like we won that first game last year, but just establishing who we are in that first quarter of the year. Yeah. And obviously starts with a whole lot of other work before that in you know, OTAs and throughout training camp, but just coming in and competing, man. Everybody just taking it upon themselves and saying that this shit means the world to me. Like, cause that's why you see the results you do from us on the field out there is because it means that fucking much to us. Yes. Like, and that's really what it comes down to. You're gonna get better, and you'll be the player that you want to be. You know, realistically want to be. Not everybody's gonna be an all pro, but you'll be the player you want to be if you put enough into it and do the right thing enough. And I think that's where we headed.
Hell yeah. 100%.
You've hit on this a bunch of times, but just want your thoughts. Like, what's it been like being here in Vegas, playing with the Raiders, coming in? I feel like, I don't think this, but I feel like you flew under the radar and then you burst onto the scene. Do you feel that way? And then to double up on that, what's it just been like playing with those guys, but more specifically this guy right here and being on the same side of the ball?
Yeah, just coming here from Pittsburgh, one blue-collar tough team to another. Yep. I know the Raider way is all about being tough and it looking right and sounding right, and that's why I'm so glad AP is our head coach, because he knows and how he wants it to sound and how he wants it to look, and we got a team of guys that are going to make that happen. So just stepping into a locker room, anytime you go across the country into a brand new space, it's an opportunity for you to reestablish yourself, who you are as a person and who you are as a player. So I looked at it as a fresh new beginning to to go out there and work and show my teammates that I'm here to work. I want to win, and that's all I care about. So they see that enough, and they give you respect. And I love the group of guys we got in that locker room. Playing behind a guy like Maxx is a dream for any off the ball linebacker. When your DN can go make 100 tackles a season and play 100% of the snaps and just do it the right way, it's like makes my job so much easier. I tell him, Max, you go eat and we'll try to clean you up.
Yes.
You're the best player in the league. Go do what you do, and the guys around you will play off of you. So it's really a blessing and an honor to play with him and a guy like Christian Wilkins, who's coming up front, Malcolm, Tyree. So we got an exciting team. Adam Butler, all those guys work.
Big Jank.
Those guys are out there working, and it makes our job as off-the-ball linebackers a lot easier when you got guys like that around you. And I love the team that we got, the group of guys that we have. I would say our core players are good stand-up people who love the game of football, who want to go out there and dominate people. So you get 11 of those guys on the field together, good things are going to happen.
No doubt. And that camaraderie like is real. Like me and you, from most people don't know, like we got on the phone before you signed, and after that call I was like, he's going back to Pittsburgh, just from how it sounded, because you were like, Tomlin told me he's not going to let me go and everything like that. But once you got in the building, that was one of the first conversations we had. You're like, bro, just go play. I'm just going to make you right, and we're going to make it work. And that's literally since OTAs all the way through camp, and it went straight into the season. Like, having a linebacker that has the confidence in me, like, that shit is, I don't think people understand how important that is. Like, when he's going to be there regardless, it makes my job way easier because it gives me freedom.
Yep.
Then it gives him freedom. He's like, okay, I know Max is probably, he could go this way, or that way, but he's going to fuck some shit up. And I know if Spillane's coming downhill, there's going to be somebody on their back, and he's going to be screaming in their face. So that camaraderie and being on the same page, like, that shit is what people, from the outside looking in, don't really recognize. And y'all obviously know, playing football, our whole lives. Being with this dude every day it's a blessing, bro.
Yeah, in terms of like the football and that aspect of my life, like, I love where I'm at, being a Raider, being in the middle of that defense, surrounded by 10 other animals who like are just so hungry. I feel such good things for us this year, and at the end of the day, we got to work and continue to work and make it happen. But with the group of guys we got, it's going to be exciting to see.
Kind of like Pittsburgh too. Obviously, you spent your time there beforehand. It's the Raider way is like, it's a nasty, in your face, mean way. And then also in Pittsburgh, you hit it, blue collar city, tough, rough. They're known for their defense throughout history, right? For you, I feel like it just matches you two specifically on that side of the ball, where you guys get to literally just be nasty. Like, you get to talk your shit, you get to be in your face. Like, do you feel that in that facility?
1000%. And I think the guy right next to me sets the tone for it all, for the coaches, for the organization. When they see how our defensive player of the year, how he comes to work every single day and the consistency he brings to the team, it only empowers everybody else to want to match his level. Yeah. We might not be able to get to Max's level, but we got to maximize our own potential. And he inspires so many guys in that locker room to raise their standards. So, when you look at a teammate, a guy who does it the right way, it's fun to be in a locker room like that. You're around a bunch of alpha male elite athletes who want to help each other get better, for the most part, for 99% of it.
Yeah.
So, it's an honor that my teammates here voted me as a captain, and it's something that I will cherish every day of my life.
What's it been like learning a new system? I know Josh's system is super detailed and complex. And now, we have a West Coast, different style of offense coming in here now. What has been like the biggest learning curve for you?
Yeah, I think it's a little more what I ran in college, but I think I was super lucky. So I did 6 years in college, and I had one coordinator the whole time, which is unheard of. Yeah, that's unheard of. So I didn't have to learn a new offense in college at all. And so I knew coming to the NFL, I'm like, my time's coming where I'm gonna. Yeah. I didn't think it would come this quickly, but it literally coming. This is obviously my second system now, in as many years, and it's different. It's definitely from the small things to the big, philosophical beliefs of what, we're going to do are super different. But it's been super fun too, because that was really a big part of the pre-draft process. I love to learn about how different teams call different things, what their strategy is, how they look at trying to attack different defenses or coverages or whatever it might be. And so the learning part is super fun for me. It's challenging, obviously, because these offenses in any offense get pretty complex.
Yeah.
But that's, it's part of the job and something I do enjoy doing. So it's been a fun offseason getting to learn. And yeah, like I now this offseason a step ahead, because, last year I didn't even know any of the playbook and just trying to get drafted basically. And now I had some time to lay a foundation, like I said before.
How pumped are you for, a full season now to be playing with and underneath, AP? Obviously a guy who has extreme confidence in you. He even came out recently, you've earned the right to go out there and take the first snap. So like, you going out there and playing with a guy like that, how much confidence does that give you, and how much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, AP has been awesome since I took over. And even before, we had in the preseason, he would talk to us like before our 3 preseason games. He would come and talk to the rookies. Him and our receiver coach would. And from then, I knew who he was from him playing, but was super well spoken and said some things that really resonated. And so I'm like, I really like what this guy's talking about. And then when he took over, was much of the same. And so yeah, he's been obviously for him to take over is a huge pressure for him in the middle of the season, and him being in his young coaching career in the NFL. And so and yeah, again, he never did it. So to do that and then to put in a rookie quarterback, it takes. That's a big leap of faith. And so I owe AP a lot just to give me the opportunity that I had last year. And I think we're definitely kind of tied together in that of what happened last year. And, man, he supported me from the beginning, gave me tidbits. He also he came up to me actually and said, like, I don't play quarterback. I don't know what it's like to play quarterback, but here's what I see from my position, X, Y, and Z. And so I appreciate his honesty, his openness to be honest with me.
Yeah. Give you a view from a different lens, which is kind of helpful too.
For a rookie quarterback, that's what you need. You need as many perspectives as you can have.
Because every position on that side of the ball, right? Receivers, what they're supposed to be doing. Line, where they're supposed to be protecting, sliding, all the above. But we don't play defense, right? So getting that perspective is huge.
Huge.
Yeah. Do you ever go into the film? Have you ever just grabbed a defensive guy or defensive coach and sat down and said, "Hey, teach me all you know on defense"?
In college I did a little bit.
Okay.
So again, I was there for a long time in college, and so got to have good relationships with Coach English. Actually, talked a lot about with Coach English. Yeah, and willing to teach, which is great. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that for myself, I know, and probably organizations don't take advantage of, is like you're working so hard to strive to compete with the other side of the ball and get into their head, and you have those players literally in the hallway right next to you. And so to go and pick their brain and talk about, what they see, how they view certain things is beneficial.
And then speaking on the same side of the ball in like the QB room with Gardner, have you guys spoke yet? You guys had any film sessions, anything along the lines of that?
Yeah, so right after he signed, he texted me and just said, excited to work with you. And so he's been awesome since he's got in. I was super lucky last year with Jimmy and Brian to have great guys who supported me and, wasn't hostile at all. They actually did a great job of helping me both with football and, just keeping my mind off of football sometimes when I probably was focused on football a little too much. But they did a great job last year, and Guard, it's been all the same. It's been super fun to get to know him, obviously, get to hear how he thinks about things as he's learning his offense as well. And so he's been awesome. He's, kind of, you see what you get with him.
Guard dog.
Guard dog. He's honest and open, and also like when you talk to him, he's like, this guy is super chill. Super chill, easy to talk to, down to earth, has other interests and not just football. So he's an easy guy to get along with.
Sure. Have you seen his band yet?
I haven't got the tour yet, but I've seen it from the outside.
Let us know. He said it was his pride and joy. Like that was his splurge.
He was.
I thought he was
like,
fucking with it.
No, when he got here, he was like so excited for it to get out there. He was like, my fans here in 2 days. My fans here tomorrow. And he was super excited. So he's a down to earth guy like that. He's just loves. And I know he's been loving being in Vegas, being outdoors and everything like that. So
100%. What's it like being in a room like that where everyone knows, like it's like elephant in the room,
right?
Like y'all are competition at the end of the day. Y'all are both fighting for the same thing. Does that what is that experience like? Because obviously last year being a rookie, you didn't expect to start.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, you know, like AP said, like you've earned the right to be the guy to take the first snap. So what is it like having an open competition with a guy who, like Gardner, who's a great dude? Is it like an internal battle, or is it like, how's that relationship like, and how is that approach every day?
Yeah, I think it's not as cutthroat as people, at least in our situation, not as cutthroat as people probably think it is. We're like, we don't talk to each other, or we're trying to one up each other. It's nothing like that. Yeah.
Like college, you get that. I feel like a little.
Oh
bit
yeah, sometimes in college. I was lucky; I didn't really get that in college very much.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, my closest buddies in college are all quarterbacks that I was with. So but no, he's been awesome. Obviously, we're trying to compete with each other. We got these Kahoot quizzes we're trying to compete with each other with, and all the stuff like that. And so there's competition every day in everything we do. But it's also like, at the end of the day, we both have a mutual respect for. I mean, my story's crazy. His story's crazy too. You know, from what he came from and what his college experience, and then what he's been able to carve out in the NFL for himself, the career he has. So it really, there's nothing but respect, I think, both ways, for guys that have done it the hard way, and kind of been able to see him do that. I was a big fan of him long before I met him, because I heard his story, just the crazy stories about him and stuff. So
in your opinion, what does the offensive side of the ball need to do as a unit to take that next step to, you know, be a great offense in this league and get cracked into that top 10 and put some points on and really propel the team?
Yeah, I think to be able to sustain drives, I think is the big thing. I think sometimes we shot ourselves in the foot. Sometimes we were lack of execution. And I think, you know, we need explosives. We need to help ourselves out and have explosive plays, but also have the discipline to sustain drives and move the ball down the field. And you know, I think that definitely starts with me. And I obviously during the year and then reflecting on the year, saw points where it's like, if I just did this, we could have had this drive, scored this points. And so just challenging myself with that, that, you know, it starts with the quarterback, and man, we have the guys, you know, we're super lucky to have the guys on defense, offense, and special teams. And so it's about putting it together, having the belief in ourselves. And like we talked about, I think AP is doing a great job of honing that in.
Yeah. How awesome was it for you as a rookie quarterback getting thrown into the fire, being able to play and throw the ball to, in my opinion, the best receiver in the game right now, Davante? And did he help you in that process? And just what was it like playing with him and just being able to go out there with that guy?
Yeah, Davante was supportive of me when I got there, really. Like in May, when I was just trying to figure it out and really just make the team, he was coming up to me and giving me advice about different things, about how he sees things, and was just super supportive really the entire year. And for a guy that's been as successful as he had for a long time, that really didn't need to do that for just a rookie quarterback, it meant the world to me. Obviously, again, with him, like a fan of his for forever, watched him win a lot of football games at Green Bay, and just guys unable to guard him. And so it motivates me to, I want to get to a level where, you know, I want to make sure I'm getting the ball to him where he can make plays and where he can be special, and not just him, but our other receivers as well. But Tay from the beginning was super supportive of me. And as a rookie from a vet like that, from any vet, from a vet like that is, you know, it can do a lot of things for your confidence.
Absolutely.
Is it like an extra level of pressure for you to make sure that you're getting him the ball, just because you know he is the best in the league, one of the best to play that position?
Yeah, I think, again, it's not unique to me, but I think the quarterback's position is you want to have the perfect balance of getting the ball to the right guy in every play. Yeah. And sometimes plays break down and you want to get it to your best guy, and sometimes it works out perfectly. And so for me, it's just finding the balance of, you know, when can I really get him the ball, even if it's tight, versus when is it maybe forced. And that was, you know, he got double teamed a lot. Like, that's just what he does. He draws double teams a bunch, and that doesn't always mean that he's not open either. And so to know that and to learn that, and, you know, when you're a rookie, you're trying to steal reps, you're trying to steal time, you're behind the 8 ball, and you haven't got the reps you need in the off season and during the season. And so just being able to as fast as I could last year, kind of catch up to that standard and that level of execution was a challenge. But yeah, like you said, you it's definitely in your mind when you're playing. You want to get the ball to your best players and let them do their thing.
For sure.
Walk up in the light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in the light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking about shit like I'm really him.